Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Durson Network. We are here for a special edition episode for a Fountain Hill Stickball Classic preview show. And with us today, tournament committee member representative Alex Specht is here. Alex, thanks for being here.
What's going on, Ryan? I'm happy to be on and getting this classic underway after missing last year. So
it is
exciting times.
Very exciting times. It has been 2 years since our last classic. This is our 12th event ever, 13th year. Obviously, last year with COVID, we didn't have the event, but you can see August 7th, 2021, we will be playing some stickball, folks. It's this Saturday, Fountain Hill, obviously. You got the Fountain Hill Playground, Holy Child parking lot. Everybody's going to be there. And we have some special announcements, and Alex is going to give those to us right now. But before we get into that, we got to thank all the sponsors for our event this year. And I'll tell you what, every single year, we never have a lack of support from the community. So let's talk about some sponsors, Alex. Obviously, our gold here, which is our top sponsorship, the Sports Corner. They've been making our shirts for the last 13 years. Orion Restaurant Group, that's your buddy over at Tally Ho. Obviously, nothing goes better with stickball than a cold brew. So make sure you get over to Tally Ho and have one of those. Moe's Pizza, which will be on staff at the Classic this Saturday, and then BF Brown and Company. Anything you want to say about those gold sponsors?
Tom over at the Sports Corner, obviously we couldn't, have the Classic without him. He takes all of our nonsense, all of our special requests, and he puts them together, and he has everything ready for us by Classic Day. Moe's Pizza always shows out every year. I'm glad that, she usually participates. She has that pizza ready. Everybody loves it. And then BF Brown, they've been sponsoring as going back as far as I can remember. So if you have any asphalting needs, reach out to BF Brown and Company, and they got you covered.
Then we have our silver sponsors, Fountain Hill Friend, BB Deshane Fine Men's Salon, Bikers Against Bullies, Blackbird Farms. That's Kagan over at Blackbird Farms. Get your produce over there. Casilio Cement, the Clubhouse Grill, great place to have a fantasy draft. Iron City Construction, Liberty Abstract Company, M&W Automotive there on Freemansburg Ave. We have the MFS Stickball franchise actually sponsoring the event this year. Very cool by them. Then we have the Old Belmont Inn, Shabam Associates LLC, and the Steel Pub. Anything about our silver sponsors?
Yeah, so obviously, we see some names on there that actually most of those names, with maybe the Steel Pub, are all newer, and the Clubhouse Grill I think has sponsored in the past, but a lot of new names. Obviously, like you said, Clubhouse Grill, great eatery, Steel Pub, live music all the time. Great place to go ice skating in the winter and watch some hockey through the windows. MFS Stickball, they had to have their names on the shirt, so I can respect the grind there. And actually, a new one this year, BB Deshane Fine Men's Salon. So Zach, who we have the Classic for, his family and I, we actually have been going there since they opened. They opened about a little over a year ago, year and a half, maybe pre-COVID. It's awesome. You go, you get a nice cut, a nice menthol, massage on the scalp, and they don't just do men's haircuts. They have a lot of women's needs as well. If you're getting ready for a wedding or any kind of party, they do makeup and hairstyling and things like that. So, it's nice to have them join us. And then obviously you see all the other ones that kind of come in there. It's nice that we see new names every year. Obviously we can always go out and heckle the old sponsors to re-up every year. But, we like to get out and really get into the community, talk to the people we know. I know Kagan, like you said, at Blackbird Farms. I stopped down at the Saucon Valley Farmers Market 2 weekends ago and stopped in there and grabbed some produce from him. And I used it all last week for dinners. It was delicious. So I know he's at the Percy Farmers Market, Saucon Valley Farmers Market. He definitely does good stuff. Everything is organic. So, again, it is nice, every year. And obviously, I'll do this, Ryan, the last one there, Feast Italiana, our single bronze. I know most years we've seen bronze as our highest, sponsor level in terms of, sponsors that we have out there. That's our lowest level, which, again, we are appreciative of any and every sponsor out there. But you could see this year, a lot of silvers, We've had the most golds this year in terms of sponsorship level. So 13th year after a year off, and we have 18 sponsors, 4 of which are gold and most that are silver. We are very appreciative and thankful for everything that our sponsors come out and do for us.
Of course we are. And again, don't forget to take a long look, take a screenshot, take a picture, and go out and support these sponsors. They support us. Let's give it right back to them. And I'll tell you what, after a long day of stickball, nothing's going to be better than a bowl of spaghetti over there at Festa Italiana. That's where I'll be. Taking a look at our jerseys this year. And, we got all the colors in the world here. Bad News Bears are going to be in the orange. Basic Pitches, that's P as in Paul, there in yellow. BF Brown in baby blue. We have the Captain R. Latham team, formerly of the Fountain Hillers. And Alex, I just want to throw it to you because you threw you did a nice thing with the logo this year, commemorating Captain Robert Latham.
Yeah, so unfortunately, in one of our posts earlier, Rob, we lost in January. Unfortunately, during a training event down in Fort Bragg, out of nowhere. So we just wanted to, pay our respects. Again, a Hiller through and through, as loyal as they come. If you ever need anything from him, he was there to have your back. So we wanted to incorporate that. That's the whole reason why we do this classic, right? To remember those past that, whether we grew up with them, whether they were generations before us, at some point, maybe there'll be generations after us, we'll see. But, we just wanted to incorporate that. He has a lot of friends, a lot of family, a lot of supporters, and obviously with it, being a decorated service member, he went through the ringer, and his long list of achievements and accomplishments in the United States Army. He devoted his life to protecting those around him, and was a true American. So we do appreciate everything that he did, and obviously we miss him, and we hope that he brings us clear skies on Classic Day.
Yep, and Rob loved him some stickball. Nice gesture there by you and the committee, as throwing his initials there on the logo this year, and also a nice gesture by the Maroons to change their name for him this year. Then we got the Charlie Browners. Give me what's going on with Charlie Browners. They got the pink. Fancies are not in it this year, folks, which is a little disappointing, but you heard it here first. I think the Fancies will be back in 2022. But who are the Charlie Browners?
Yeah, so BF Brown, they have put in two teams, I think going back maybe 3 or 4 classics now. So obviously you have Brian Brown, who is the captain of BF Brown, and then you have Brent Brown, who is the captain of the Charlie Browners. So
okay,
a little bit of a family feud there. So
nice.
Hopefully they come out and they enjoy their first round matchups, and I think we have them on separate sides of the bracket. So
very cool.
If they can work themselves through the bracket, they might see themselves in the championship. But
yeah. So you can take a look here, see the rest of the colors. We're not going to go through everyone right now, but we're representing almost every color of the rainbow, I would say, this year. And here is our bracket, the bracket reveal. We are going to go through each region one by one, starting with the Moravian region at 11 a.m. at the Fountain Hill Playground. We have MFS versus the Sac Flies. MFS has had some success in the past. And then we have the Magoos at the Charlie Browners. Magoos, they barely ever win a game. There's rumors that I'm related to these people. I can't confirm or deny that. Alex, just taking a look at these regions, which region to you is the best overall? Who do you think? Where's the toughest competition? Which region here?
Ryan, I as much as this day is very exciting for everybody involved, I truly dread putting a schedule together every year.
Tough.
There's not a lack of talent in our teams and our members here. So it always is a struggle to find the right matchups, place the right teams up against each other. Typically we'll go with the top 1 to 4, 1 to 6 seeds from the past year. and we kind of split them up that way. Obviously, you see MFS, you see the Goosemen, La Familia, and the Hillers. Those were the final 4 teams last year, so they incorporate those corners of the bracket. And then you just try and fill in the missing pieces there. We try and, in years past, maybe we went too much on focusing on a 1 through 16 seed or a 1 through 18 seed. This year, we really tried to incorporate more of let's try and give everybody a competitive ish game, have them actually have an opportunity to win, their first round.
Yep.
Because again, we love that our teams come out and support us every year. We love that they show up every year. We want to make sure that they have an opportunity to win that first game. So, we focused a lot on what maybe those second round matchups would look like for some of those top 4 teams instead of what that first round matchup would look like. Obviously, the basic pitches every year, they get stuck playing us, unfortunately. Lots of girlfriends, lots of wives, lots of significant others that are there. So we always end up facing them, and let's be honest, they love to just get onto their drinking and enjoying their day. So it helps them out with that.
Well, it is going to be. I'll tell you what, we got games starting at 9 a.m. I believe. Am I right there, Alex?
That is correct.
Is the first game, and we're going to be going all the way till 6 o'clock. So let's talk about the Jeter region. We have La Familia and the Funky Bunch. I'm going to be giving the expert picks on every one of these, but I'm going to rely on you for some information as we go through each region. Starting with the Jeter region, I'm going to go La Familia over the Funky Bunch. The Funky Bunch is really competitive, but I'm going with the hometown, La Familia. That is Rocco and all the, I call them younger now, but younger than us generation in Fountain Hill. And then we have the Salisbury Falcons at U of T. I don't know a whole lot about a U of T. I know you know some about them, but before you tell us, there was a report that came out of Salisbury Township that the Falcons may have to miss a game. However, they were going to miss the game because of their baseball season. However, they got knocked out of the playoffs. I can confirm that.
It's confirmed.
I can confirm that. So they will be there 9 a.m. This team every year is as competitive as they get. And I'll tell you what, they've been playing baseball all summer long together. So look out. I don't know who's on U of T, but if it's not Otani and his boys from Los Angeles, then I don't think they have a shot. I'm going Salisbury Falcons. And then, so who is U of T? Tell us about them.
Yeah, so U of T, my neighbors here in my apartment complex, they're from Tennessee. The one guy works for Wilson, so he sells Wilson products. And then the other guy, Matt. So it's Joe and Matt is.
Does he know he can't use a Wilson product? Okay.
I did let him know that, yes. Right. And then Matt, his roommate, is deep into baseball analytics in the area. So I believe he has got some of his baseball guys together. Now, I will say this. They could be either really good or they could either be really bad. Just because you play baseball doesn't mean it transitions over to a stickball court. So, again, I think that they'll probably be at average at the very least, just by pure athleticism and things like that. But I think I'm with you. Salisbury Falcons, they're the veterans. They know how to play. They know how to win. Right.
Right. But I'll tell you what, 1 o'clock.
3-time champions. So I agree with you. Say that again.
As 1 o'clock at everybody mark this on your calendar. 1 o'clock, Fountain Hill Playground. You're going to want to be there. La Familia versus Salisbury Falcons. That's always a fun game. Continuity between both teams. They've been playing together for years. 1 o'clock, Fountain Hill Playground. Be there, be square. But I'm going with Salisbury coming out of the Jeter region. Moving on to Delaware. We have BF Brown at the Dos Equis Sexies at 12 o'clock. I'm going to go BF Brown. They've had history of success in this tournament. I'm going to stick with that. And then we have the basic pitches versus the Hillers. I'm obviously going to go Hillers there. And I'm biased. I'm on the Hillers team. But you know what? It's, we've kind of had 2 years off. We're a little out of shape, I think. Not me, but we're a little out of shape. I'm going BF Brown to beat us and move on to the Final Four. What say you, Alex? What do you think of this region here? Delaware.
Wow, you're knocking us out in the second round.
I'll hit my singles, and that'll be it. But I can't drive him home. Nick Johnson, our power hitter, will not be here. Our second baseman, who can twist it like no other, Joey Martin, he's stuck down in Arkansas. He won't be here either. So unfortunately, we just aren't at full strength, and I think it's going to hurt us. We've had 2 years off. We don't play in the league anymore. I think we're going to lose to BF Brown.
All right, I'll say this. Okay, so, obviously Michael Daly, Joey Martin, Nick Johnson, they won't be there for us. However, we did recruit an old-time Hiller, TJ Redding, to join our squad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are confirmed reports that the tree at the Fountain Hill Park will be cut back, so those lefties have a little bit more of open air to swing into. And this second round game is at Holy Child. So if we have, 3 or 4 lefties in a row going back to back to back that just have to put it over that fence, it could be an interesting,
I don't know. That's
interesting little carousel there, but that's what I'm looking at. So,
well, that's an interesting placement for our second round game. I'll just say that. I'm going BF Brown here, and I'm the expert pick for this Durson Network show, being on the Durson Network. Moving on, Moravia Region. We have the MFS versus the Sac Flies and the Magoos versus the Charlie Browners. Refresh my memory. MFS, they're pretty good, aren't they?
Well, 2 years in a row they've won, and actually I believe have beat us. They've beat us both times, so they are the two-time defending champions. They beat us last year. I can't remember if we were in, or I was 2 years ago, 2019. I can't remember if we were in that 18 final or if they beat us to get to the final, but
I remember that. Yep.
So
they are good.
A bunch of guys that I've coached in baseball, they definitely enjoy the bragging rights, so they come out every year and give everybody their best shot.
They're a sponsor.
They are. They're MFS stickball franchise. They're a cash run business.
Give it to
them. They come out every year, and it's one of those, again, where it's hard to really put them up against a certain team. Being the top seed, it just wouldn't be fair to some of those lower seeds that we continually see every year to, go up against them. So we did put them up against Sac Flies. I also have played with, coached maybe a handful of kids on that team, at least in the past. Now, I don't know if they've picked up new guys or whatever.
That should be a good game there, 11 a.m. at Fountain Hill.
So it'll be interesting. I'm not going to put all my eggs in the basket with Sac Flies because MFS is very tough. And obviously, two-time defending champions. They haven't lost in 3 years. So 4 years. So I don't see them losing anytime before the championship game.
Yeah, I got them moving on. They'll face the Charlie Browners in the final of this division. The Magoos, they come out every year and support it, but they're not going to be able to beat the Charlie Browners. Thanks for being here. MFS moves on as the Moravia Region winners. And Broadway Region, the street I grew up on here. We have the Captain R. Lathams versus the Jaeger Bombers, followed by Bad News Bears versus the Goosemen. I'm going to go with formerly the Maroons were the Captain R. Lathams versus the Goosemen here. Talk to me about the Goosemen.
Oh, well, they gave us a tough go of it last year. Another up-and-coming team. A couple actually old La Familia team members have now transferred over to the Goosemen. Tony Silva. I know that years prior to the Goosemen, they were the assistant superintendents. Shout out Dr. Silva at the Bethlehem Area School District. But no, I think that they continually get better every year. I do think that it'll be a good matchup in that second round if Captain R. Latham and the Goosemen are able to take care of business. Jaeger Bombers are another team. They pick up, athletic guys here and there every year. They weren't with us last year or last Classic, but they were with us a few years prior to that. So, they continue to find guys every year to field a team. I just think that the history of Captain R. Latham, I think a little bit of good juju there, supporting Rob and the Latham family. I think that that carries them into the second round here against the Goosemen. but should be a good second round game there. We'll see, how that turns out.
Well, if you ask the expert, I think, listen, I'm going to go young legs here. I think the Goosemen are going to come out of the Broadway region. Okay. So I'm just going to go with the young legs. It goes a long way on a hot Saturday in August at the Fountain Hill Stickball Classic. And I'm going the Goosemen to come out of this region. So there you have it. You heard it here first. Our final four: Salisbury Falcons, BF Brown, MFS, and the Goosemen. But we have a very special announcement. We have our very first time ever in 13 years, a musical performance happening at the Classic. Tell us what time and who's going to be performing, please, Alex.
Yeah, so one of our scholarship recipient award winners, Darius Seaman, Pete the Goat, PTG,
Pete the Goat,
will be providing a 5-track performance in the pavilion.
Wow.
With a DJ and everything, so it'll be official.
Be there or be square.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be occurring prior to the championship game. So anywhere between the end of the semifinals and so then prior to the championship.
5:30, 5:45-ish.
Yep, anywhere from 5:30 to 5:45. Typically, those games down at the park move a little bit quicker as the teams and the competition is better. So we always have a little bit of time prior to the championship game. So yes, Pete the Goat. A Hiller through and through, a Stickball Classic, Gogola Scholarship recipient. He will be sending us into the championship game, again with a 5-track performance. So we're excited to have him. I know this was a long time in the making. Him and I have been, chatting back and forth via text for, the last couple of weeks now. So we're excited to confirm it, to get it set up, and we look forward to adding a little excitement to the pre-championship festivities.
Yeah, you know what? It'll bring a crowd. Let's get everybody down to the playground, the pavilion. This has got to be a dream come true. I mean, I'm from Fountain Hill. I have no musical skill, but if I was, I'd be wanting to have a concert at the pavilion at the playground. And here he is, Pete the Goat. I'll tell you what. He's got some tracks, folks. Go and find him on YouTube. Go to Spotify. He came out with an album recently called Hillside, and he dropped a music video over the weekend called Backroads. Go check it out on YouTube. I was bumping it all weekend. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. And the final four, let's get right into it. So we have the Salisbury Falcons versus BF Brown, and then MFS versus Goosemen. Alex, I want to hear your picks before I give you mine.
Based off your final four that you've chosen?
Yeah, based off my final four.
All right. So I got to be honest. Again, I don't think that there's any team out there that's going to beat MFS. They would be my championship pick at the beginning of the tournament, no matter what, no matter who you see in the final. They're just a well-oiled machine. They come to play. And they're focused.
Okay.
They do what they got to do. So I have them over Gooseman. I think it'll be a good game, but I think ultimately MFS will prevail there. And then on the other side, I just think that BF Brown. I don't think that they have. Obviously, they have the experience. They're a veteran team in the Classic. They've been here, year after year. But I think that this might be La Familia's time to finally break through. And I know there is quite a competitive edge on both MFS and La Familia. So again, I think that championship game will be one for the ages. And I think that Pete the Goat, performing before that's going to get everybody all jazzed up and in the zone. And I think that it'll be again one of those championships for the ages. And I think that ultimately MFS will prevail. And join the likes of the Hillers and the Salisbury Falcons as 3-time championship winners at the FH Classic.
It's hard to argue with you there, and you know what? I'm going to go MFS as well. I think they play Salisbury Falcons again. Salisbury, I'll tell you what, every year they come out and they just put on an exhibition, but to your point, MFS, They're a little bit younger. I'm gonna go with the younger talent here, and I'm gonna go MFS to take home the 2021 Fountain Hill Stickball Classic, and really write their names in the record book, so to say. So that's going to do it for the entirety. Anything else you wanted to say? Again, take a good long look at our sponsors this year. Alex, anything else you wanted to touch on before we head out?
Yeah, just a couple of added points in here. Obviously, I want to shout out, Belmont and Bikers Against Bullies. They are our Bad News Bears sponsors. Orion Restaurant Group sponsoring the basic pitches. Iron City Construction sponsoring Captain R. Latham. BF Brown sponsoring both the Charlie Browners and BF Brown squads. Clubhouse Grill sponsoring Dos Equis Sexies. Liberty Ashtrack Company sponsoring the Gooseman. Casilio Cement and M&W Automotive sponsoring our La Familia squad. Fisa Italiana MFS Stickball franchise sponsoring our MFS. So those are our sponsors for each team. Secondly, we will be doing a 50-50 raffle the day of the Classic. So look out for, I believe, Carla Cressman and Alyssa Conahan will be our 50-50 representatives. They'll be walking around with our blue tickets. Please make sure that you write your names and phone numbers on those tickets so that we can reach out to you if you are the winner. We'll have Pete the Goat announce the winner prior to the championship game. Prices and whatnot will be established before that. And yeah, I'm just excited to get back out there. I think that this is the first time in our 13 years that we've been as focused and organized as we've been. I think we've got probably 95% of the money prior to Classic Day. Obviously, we opened up our Venmo at FH Classic, so that helps everybody to get their payments in. So again, we appreciate that. We will have some shirts available for sale on Classic Day. We'll have Moe's Pizza. We'll have pulled pork barbecue, drinks, things like that being sold out of the snack stand. And obviously, yeah, come on down, come join us. I assume we'll have the parking available on the opposite side of the street this year down at the park. Not much going on up at Holy Child. We added a few things. I know we moved our home run pole out a little bit farther to make it more difficult to hit a home run up at Holy Child. So a little bit changes there, but yeah, I mean, everything is coming together. We don't feel as forced into a corner here. We're a little bit more organized this year. Year 13, we had 2 years off, so hopefully we have it all together. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to the sponsors, the teams that come out every year. And thank you, Ryan, for having me. We look forward.
Anytime.
We look forward to Saturday being here, and hopefully the weather is what we want it to be. So we look forward to it.
You know what? The weather normally does not disappoint us. Historically, we've had some great luck on Classic Day, if you think about it over all the years. And just to second what Alex said, everybody who comes out and plays every single year, we really appreciate it. And it shows what type of community we have, not just in Fountain Hill, but really throughout the entire Lehigh Valley, and everywhere we go, Fountain Hill seems to travel with us. So, but we're going to come back to Fountain Hill August 7th, 2021, the 12th ever, 13th annual Fountain Hill Stickball Classic. And Alex, thanks for being here, and we'll see you Saturday.
Thank you, Ryan. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Take care, everybody. Like and subscribe to Durson Network.